Have you ever wondered why some people seem to get richer while doing less, while others work endlessly and barely move forward? Welcome to a world that challenges everything you've been taught about success and hard work. Welcome to a mindset that rewires how you think about money, freedom, and life itself. Today, we explore the secrets inside the book, The Lazy Billionaire: Secret Rules They Never Told You by R.H. Rizvi. This book is not about laziness in the way you think. It's about smart laziness, the art of doing less and achieving more. It reveals how billionaires automate their lives, delegate with precision, and build systems that make money while they sleep. It's not just a book about wealth, it's about mastering time, energy, and mindset. The author R.H. Rizvi explains that society glorifies hard work but forgets the power of leverage. Real success doesn't come from working harder, it comes from thinking differently. It's about creating systems that work for you, not the other way around. The book begins with a simple but powerful question. If you stopped working today, how long would your money keep working for you? That question defines the difference between the rich and everyone else. The rich build systems that survive without their constant effort. The poor depend on their labor, trading time for money again and again. The lazy billionaire mindset is about breaking that chain. It's about replacing effort with efficiency, chaos with clarity, and routine with results. According to Rizvi, the biggest illusion people live under is that success must come through constant grind. But in reality, constant grinding only exhausts your energy and limits your vision. The book explains that billionaires are not superhumans. They are masters of focus. They know what to ignore, what to delegate, and what truly deserves their attention. They design their lives so that effort becomes optional and results become automatic. One of the first principles Rizvi shares is, focus on impact, not activity. Most people stay busy all day, but rarely create real impact. They chase urgency over importance, quantity over quality. But billionaires flip that mindset. They don't ask, how can I do more? They ask, what can I remove so that the essentials shine? Rizvi gives examples of how billionaires structure their days. Their calendars are often empty, not because they are idle, but because they reserve space for thinking. Thinking is their real work. They understand that every big result starts as a quiet idea. Their mornings are not filled with to-do lists. They are filled with strategy, reflection, and direction. They automate small decisions and routines to save mental energy. That's why Mark Zuckerberg wears the same style of t-shirt daily, not because he lacks taste, but because he refuses to waste brainpower on trivial choices. The lazy billionaire mindset teaches that you don't need to control everything, you need to design systems that do it for you. Delegation, automation, and elimination. These are the three pillars of smart wealth. Rizvi emphasizes that doing less is not about being idle, it's about being intentional. It's about putting your energy where it multiplies, not where it evaporates. The second key principle in the book is the power of automation. Rizvi writes that automation is not just a business tool, it's a life philosophy. Whether it's setting up passive income, recurring investments, or automated workflows, each step frees your time to focus on creativity and innovation. The real wealth is time. Money follows time, not the other way around. Every billionaire understands this equation. Time is more valuable than money because time cannot be earned back. So they buy back their time by hiring, outsourcing, and leveraging technology. That's the reason you'll never see a billionaire caught in the trap of busyness. They value silence, reflection, and direction more than noise, meetings, and motions. Rizvi also breaks one of the biggest myths, multitasking. He calls it the silent killer of focus. Billionaires don't multitask, they single task with obsession. They choose one thing that creates disproportionate results and master it. That's how they build empires. Another powerful idea from the book is the law of energy ROI. Rizvi explains that your energy should be treated like capital. Every activity you do has an energy return, positive or negative. Billionaires constantly invest their energy into high ROI actions, not into draining routines. They know that their time and energy are their ultimate assets.
You might see them taking long breaks, meditating, traveling, or reading, not because they are lazy, but because they are recharging strategically. Rizvi writes that rest is a weapon, not a weakness. It allows creativity to bloom and clarity to grow. The poor glorify exhaustion, the rich glorify efficiency. He says, if you are tired all the time, you are not working smart, you are working blind. The lazy billionaire also challenges the traditional view of productivity. Most people think productivity means doing more in less time. Rizvi says real productivity means doing less and achieving more impact. For that, you must question everything you do. Is this essential? Does it move me closer to my freedom? If not, remove it. Simplicity is the true luxury. Billionaires simplify not because they are minimalists, but because complexity is expensive. Every unnecessary step costs time, focus, and clarity. The author explains that simplicity is not the absence of ambition, it's the refinement of it. The book also dives deep into the art of leverage. Leverage means using resources, people, money, systems, to achieve results greater than your individual effort. Rizvi says, if your success depends only on you, you don't have leverage, you have a limitation. Billionaires multiply results through leverage. They don't climb ladders, they build elevators. They don't chase opportunities, they create ecosystems. That's the mindset that separates those who work for money from those for whom money works automatically. Rizvi then explains how fear holds people back from adopting this mindset. Most people fear losing control, fear failure, or fear judgment. But billionaires embrace uncertainty as part of the game. They trust the process because they've built systems that protect them even when they step away. They understand that wealth is not built by control, it's built by clarity. The more you let go of control, the more you gain power. Rizvi calls this the paradox of power. You gain control only by giving it up strategically. By the end of the first section, you realize that the lazy in Lazy Billionaire doesn't mean indifference, it means intelligence. It means being ruthless about priorities, fearless about delegation, and wise about time. It's not about escaping work, it's about elevating work to a higher dimension where effort is replaced by structure and stress is replaced by flow. The Lazy Billionaire mindset is not just about money, it's about freedom. Freedom from chaos, from busyness, from dependence, and from exhaustion. It's about building a life where success flows naturally, not forcibly. And that's where the journey truly begins.
In the next part of The Lazy Billionaire, R.H. Rizvi dives deeper into the invisible systems that make billionaires unstoppable. He explains that true wealth is never an accident, it's a design. Every billionaire follows what he calls the architecture of freedom. This architecture is built on 5 pillars: clarity, delegation, automation, leverage, and detachment. Let's start with clarity. Clarity is the foundation of all billionaire behavior. Most people are confused about what they want. They chase 10 goals, switch paths often, and get lost in endless busyness. Billionaires are clear about one thing. They know exactly where their energy must go. Rizvi says, confusion wastes decades. Clarity multiplies decades. That's why clarity is not a luxury, it's oxygen. To become truly free, you must simplify your goals into a single core purpose. When you have one powerful purpose, decisions become easy, distractions lose power, and focus becomes your natural state. The author then moves to the second pillar, delegation. Delegation is the art of letting go strategically. Billionaires know they can't do everything, and they never try to. They build teams that extend their capacity. Rizvi calls delegation the multiplier of time. When you delegate, you're not giving away responsibility, you're expanding your influence. Every task that someone else handles for you buys back minutes of your life. Rizvi writes, poor people think they save money by doing everything themselves. Rich people save time by letting others do it better. This mindset shift changes everything. It's not about how much you can do, it's about how much you can get done without doing it yourself. Billionaires focus only on decisions that change direction, not on actions that maintain motion. The third pillar, automation, transforms ordinary income into passive wealth. Rizvi defines automation as a system that produces predictable outcomes without your daily effort. That means your presence isn't required for results to continue. Whether it's an online business, a recurring investment, or a digital system that runs by itself, automation creates what Rizvi calls time compounding. Just like compound interest grows money, automation compounds time. Every system you build adds an extra hour to your life, every day, forever. That's how billionaires make money while they sleep. They don't trade time for income, they trade intelligence for independence. The fourth pillar is leverage, the secret force behind every empire. Leverage means amplifying output using minimal input. It's the secret reason billionaires grow exponentially while others grow linearly. Rizvi breaks leverage into three types: people leverage, money leverage, and digital leverage. People leverage means using other people's time and skills. Billionaires hire experts instead of learning everything themselves. They know that every expert they hire adds years of knowledge and experience instantly to their system. Money leverage means using borrowed or invested money strategically to accelerate results. Billionaires never hoard money, they make it move. They invest, reinvest, and multiply through smart risk. Rizvi says, money is a soldier. If you keep it in the bank, it sleeps. If you send it to battle, it conquers. The last form, digital leverage, is the most powerful in modern times. Digital tools, AI, automation software, online platforms allow one person to do the work of hundreds. Rizvi calls this the infinite workforce. Once you learn to leverage digital systems, you no longer compete with effort, you compete with design. And the fifth pillar, detachment, is the mindset that holds it all together. Billionaires are deeply detached from outcomes. They focus on building the right system and trust the process. Rizvi says, attachment creates fear, and fear kills creativity. When you're attached to every result, you panic when things go wrong. But when you're detached, you adjust calmly. Detachment doesn't mean carelessness, it means faith in your process. Billionaires stay emotionally neutral while making decisions. That neutrality gives them clarity under pressure. Rizvi reminds us that wealth doesn't reward the emotional, it rewards the strategic. The book explains that when you combine these 5 pillars, you build an empire that doesn't depend on hustle. You become what Rizvi calls a system-driven human. Your life starts running on structure instead of stress. You no longer wake up wondering what to do. You wake up knowing everything is already in motion. That's the invisible difference between billionaires and the rest. Billionaires design their days to protect their attention. Their time is sacred. Rizvi calls attention the new currency. If you waste it, you lose opportunities. If you guard it, you create empires. Every alert, every distraction, every unnecessary conversation is an invisible tax on your potential. Billionaires avoid that tax by building what Rizvi calls focus shields. Focus shields are boundaries that protect your energy and priorities. They don't let people or noise invade your mental space. That's why many billionaires are private. They are not hiding, they are focusing. Rizvi says that distraction is poverty disguised as entertainment. Every moment you spend reacting, scrolling, or complaining is a moment stolen from your dreams.
The lazy billionaire mindset demands awareness. You must become conscious of where your attention flows, because where attention goes, energy follows, and where energy flows, results grow. The book then explores another key concept, the freedom equation. Rizvi defines it as freedom equals systems plus simplicity plus scale. Freedom comes when you build systems that scale simply. Systems are repeatable processes that deliver consistent results. Simplicity makes them easy to manage. Scale multiplies them across time. Most people build complex businesses that collapse without them. Billionaires build simple systems that grow without them. That's why they can take long vacations, focus on creativity, or explore new industries, because their money machine runs automatically. Rizvi challenges readers to think, if your success stops when you stop working, you don't have freedom, you have a job. He teaches that the goal of wealth is not accumulation, it's liberation. Money is only valuable if it buys time, peace, and options. The lazy billionaire lives by one rule: if it doesn't give me time freedom, it's not worth it. Rizvi encourages readers to apply this philosophy to every area of life: work, relationships, habits, and even thoughts. Ask yourself, does this add value or steal time? If it steals time, let it go. Detachment once again becomes your greatest weapon. In the later chapters, Rizvi explores the psychology of doing less. He says that laziness, when practiced consciously, becomes elegance. Billionaires are not lazy because they avoid work. They are lazy because they optimize effort. He writes, "Perfection is not when there's nothing left to add, it's when there's nothing left to remove." The billionaire brain removes clutter, noise, and chaos until only clarity remains. They don't compete in crowded spaces, they create quiet ones. That's why they seem calm while others seem frantic. They are not faster, they are clearer. And in a noisy world, clarity is the ultimate competitive advantage. The author then explains the concept of invisible work, the kind of work that doesn't look busy but produces big outcomes. Thinking, reflecting, planning, and observing, these are billionaire habits. Most people are too busy to think, but billionaires understand that thought is the highest form of labor. Rizvi writes, "You are paid in proportion to how deeply you think, not how fast you move." The lazy billionaire doesn't rush through life, he designs it. He acts slowly but decisively. Every action he takes multiplies because it's powered by understanding, not reaction. And when you live that way, doing less becomes the smartest decision of your life. And remember, my name is Mohit, and I'm here to help you on your English journey step by step. Keep listening, keep practicing, and never stop learning.
As the lazy billionaire continues, R.H. Rizvi begins revealing what he calls the inner mechanics of wealth. He explains that every billionaire's outer success is built upon a deeply disciplined inner world. What separates the ultra-rich from the average person is not luck or intelligence, it's mental architecture. Billionaires think in systems, not goals. They operate from frameworks, not feelings. Rizvi begins with one crucial insight: your external wealth can never exceed your internal discipline. Most people want wealth, but are emotionally chaotic. They react to every market shift, every problem, every challenge. Billionaires, on the other hand, remain emotionally centered. They don't make emotional decisions. They make structural ones. Rizvi says, if emotion controls your action, you'll always live in reaction. The billionaire mindset flips that script. They design routines that protect them from their emotions. They use logic where others use impulse. That's why billionaires seem calm during chaos. They've trained their minds to see clearly when everyone else is blind.
Rizvi introduces the concept of mental automation. Just like a business system runs automatically, the billionaire mind runs on habits that minimize decision fatigue. They don't waste mental bandwidth on small choices. They reserve their energy for billion-dollar problems. Mental automation means creating thought systems that operate by default. For instance, when it comes to health, they don't think, "Should I exercise today?" It's already a rule. When it comes to investing, they don't think, "Should I spend or save?" The rule is clear. Rules remove resistance. Systems replace emotion. Rizvi emphasizes that the average person spends their mental power on trivial matters, while billionaires spend it on leverage. The difference between effort and ease lies in how much of your mind is automated toward progress. The more you automate, the less you hesitate. That's why billionaires move faster with less effort. They've trained their minds to act with clarity, not confusion. Rizvi then discusses a hidden law he calls the law of compounding calm. This law says that peace produces productivity. The calmer you are, the sharper your mind becomes. Most people think stress is a sign of effort, but Rizvi proves that stress destroys accuracy. When your mind is calm, your vision expands. Billionaires make billion-dollar decisions in silence, not in noise. Rizvi tells readers to create mental stillness zones, times and spaces in their daily lives where no input enters. No phone, no meetings, no news, just reflection. He says, silence is the sound of success in the making. When you protect silence, you attract insight. Billionaires spend more time thinking than talking, more time designing than billing. That's their real secret. They are not lazy, they are thoughtful. The next concept Rizvi reveals is the power of strategic laziness. He defines it as the art of choosing the highest leverage path and ignoring everything else. Most people confuse movement with progress. They run all day, chase opportunities, multitask endlessly, and still feel stuck. Billionaires do the opposite. They find one activity that gives 80% of results and ignore the rest. That's strategic laziness. It's not avoidance, it's alignment. Rizvi says, the billionaire doesn't ask, "What can I do next?" He asks, "What can I remove next?" By removing noise, they multiply output. They eliminate meetings that don't matter, tasks that don't transform, and relationships that don't inspire. This ruthless focus creates clarity, and clarity creates cash flow. The author writes that the biggest addiction in the modern world is busyness. People feel guilty when they rest, as if rest is failure. But billionaires understand that rest is fuel. Their brains are sharper because they respect recovery. Rizvi explains, if your schedule is full, your mind is empty. Billionaires design space intentionally, to think, to breathe, to plan. That's why they operate from vision, not reaction. In one section, Rizvi introduces the concept of the decision economy. In this economy, you are paid based on the quality of your decisions, not the quantity of your work. A single clear decision can produce millions. Thousands of confused actions can produce nothing. That's why billionaires guard their mental energy so fiercely. They know that every bad decision costs exponentially. Rizvi says, if you want to rise in the decision economy, slow down your thinking and speed up your clarity. He encourages readers to practice decision discipline, thinking deeply, acting slowly but consistently. The lazy billionaire operates in a realm of patience. He doesn't rush wealth, he engineers it. Every system he builds compounds over time. Rizvi compares wealth building to gardening. You don't dig up the seed every day to see if it's growing. You water it, protect it, and let time do the work. Billionaires respect time because they know time is the greatest multiplier. In another key chapter, Rizvi explores the billionaire energy loop. It's the cycle of input and output that governs every successful person's life. Whatever energy you put into the world, whether it's chaos, calmness, or confidence, returns multiplied. Billionaires feed their loops with high-frequency inputs. They read, meditate, train, and think. They rarely gossip, complain, or consume negativity. Rizvi says, energy is contagious. Guard your circle like your fortune. Billionaires surround themselves with thinkers, not talkers, with builders, not blamers. Their environment constantly uplifts them. Rizvi calls this the architecture of influence. Your environment is not just where you live, it's who you become. The billionaire lazy mindset demands that you design your surroundings as carefully as your systems. If your environment doesn't inspire excellence, it's stealing your energy silently. Rizvi also writes about the art of detachment from opinions. Billionaires don't seek validation, they seek vision. They understand that public approval is a trap that limits innovation. If you care too much about being liked, you'll never create something legendary. Rizvi says, every revolutionary was misunderstood at first. Don't chase acceptance, chase accuracy. The lazy billionaire moves through the world quietly confident, guided by vision, not validation. He is okay being misunderstood because he understands something deeper. Results speak louder than reassurance. Toward the end of this section, Rizvi teaches the rule of replacement. To grow faster, don't add more, replace better. Replace low-value habits with high-value habits. Replace random actions with planned rituals. Replace energy-draining people with empowering ones. Every replacement compounds your freedom. You become lighter, faster, and freer. Rizvi summarizes the mindset beautifully. You don't build a lazy billionaire life by doing everything. You build it by doing the right few things again and again. This repetition of excellence builds mastery, and mastery is what turns effort into effortless flow. The book reminds readers that laziness, in this context, is intelligence in disguise. It's the calm mastery of those who understand that time, not toil, is the true currency of wealth. As the author closes this section, he reminds us that the path to billionaire-level freedom is not about working harder, it's about working higher. When you rise above chaos, when your systems run smoothly, when your energy is clear and your focus is sharp, you don't chase success anymore. You attract it. And that is the silent power of the lazy billionaire. And remember, my name is Moet, and I'm here to help you on your English journey, step by step. Keep listening, keep practicing, and never stop learning.
As the lazy billionaire moves deeper into its philosophy, R.H. Rizvi begins to explore the invisible psychology that fuels a billionaire's relationship with time, purpose, and energy. He calls this the wealth operating system, the internal software that runs every decision, thought, and action. According to Rizvi, most people try to change their lives by adding more goals, more tasks, more hustle. But billionaires focus on upgrading their operating system. Without upgrading your inner code, every strategy fails. The billionaire's success begins with mindset maintenance. Rizvi writes, "You cannot run new wealth on old programming." He explains that most people have a scarcity code running in their minds, an unconscious belief that there's never enough time, money, or opportunity. This code forces them into survival mode. They wake up every day chasing, competing, and worrying. But billionaires operate on an abundance code. They believe there is always more than enough time, enough money, enough creativity. This mindset allows them to relax while others rush. They play long-term games while others fight for short-term wins. The abundance code doesn't mean blind optimism. It means deep confidence in cause and effect. They know that effort invested in the right system always multiplies, even if it takes time. Rizvi says, abundance is not what you have, it's what you believe is possible. That belief changes everything. The next principle in this part of the book is designing a lazy life. Rizvi explains that being lazy the billionaire way means structuring life so that it runs smoothly with minimal resistance. Billionaires eliminate friction wherever possible. Friction is any activity that drains energy without adding value. Every unnecessary meeting, every cluttered desk, every confusing plan, they all add friction. Rizvi says, a billionaire's life feels simple because it is designed, not accidental. To build a lazy life, you must identify every friction point and remove it. You create routines that flow automatically. You delegate complexity, and you automate repetition. The goal is to make ease your default state. That's how billionaires maintain high energy. They don't waste it fighting resistance all day. They simplify their environment until excellence becomes effortless. Rizvi calls this process the art of subtraction. Instead of asking what to add, ask what to subtract. The more you subtract, the more powerful you become. Every subtraction frees focus, and focus fuels fortune. The book then moves into an interesting topic: energy currency. Rizvi claims that every billionaire treats energy as their real money. Time and money are limited, but energy can be renewed infinitely if managed wisely. He divides energy into 3 types: physical, emotional, and mental. Physical energy is how you feel. Emotional energy is what you feel. Mental energy is how you think. All 3 must stay aligned. When you feel tired, negative, or confused, your energy currency is devalued. Billionaires constantly recharge it through clarity, nutrition, rest, and purpose. Rizvi warns that if you spend energy carelessly on gossip, complaints, or unimportant drama, you become bankrupt, emotionally and mentally. Energy bankruptcy is the true poverty of modern life. To protect yourself, you must invest your energy only where it grows, into learning, creativity, leadership, and peace. He writes, if you want to multiply wealth, multiply energy first. Because when your energy is high, your focus is strong, your ideas are sharp, and your execution becomes magnetic. Billionaires don't work longer, they work lighter. Their work feels like play because they're aligned internally. Rizvi says, the laziest billionaire works the least and earns the most because his energy flows in the right direction. Then comes one of the book's most powerful insights, the law of compound clarity. Rizvi explains that clarity compounds just like money. The clearer you become about your goals, the faster you attract results. Every small decision made with clarity saves future confusion. Every action done with clarity saves future correction. Billionaires gain power not by doing more, but by making fewer, clearer choices. Rizvi says, indecision is the most expensive decision you'll ever make. He encourages readers to spend time thinking deeply about what truly matters and then commit completely. Once you decide clearly, momentum takes over. Clarity creates confidence, and confidence creates consistency. Together they form the silent rhythm of success. In another chapter, Rizvi explores what he calls the quiet revolution. He says that billionaires win not by shouting louder, but by thinking quieter. They are not in the crowd, they are above the crowd. While the world chases attention, billionaires chase alignment. They prefer invisibility over popularity, because invisibility protects focus. Rizvi writes, visibility feeds ego, invisibility feeds mastery. The lazy billionaire knows that noise destroys power. When you stop trying to prove yourself, you finally start improving yourself. That's why billionaires don't need to talk about their plans. They let their results speak. The author calls this silent domination. It's the art of winning without announcing, growing without showing, and succeeding without noise. The next big theme is purpose. Billionaires are driven by purpose, not pressure. Purpose gives direction to discipline. Without purpose, every action feels heavy. With purpose, every challenge feels meaningful. Rizvi says, when you find your why, your laziness becomes focus. The lazy billionaire isn't escaping work, he's escaping meaningless work. He does less only because he's finally found what matters most. Purpose filters distraction. Every billionaire operates with a purpose filter. If something doesn't align with their mission, they delete it instantly. Rizvi encourages readers to build this filter for themselves. Every opportunity, every meeting, every collaboration must pass through your why. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't belong. This filter builds integrity and direction. Purpose-driven laziness becomes pure power. Near the end of this section, Rizvi introduces a chapter titled The Liberation Blueprint. It's a step-by-step process for building a self-sustaining life. Step 1. Define your freedom. You must clearly describe what freedom means to you. Time freedom, financial freedom, emotional freedom. Step 2. Identify your constraints. What currently limits your time, energy, or creativity? Step 3. Build systems to replace those constraints. Step 4. Automate and delegate. Step 5. Detach and observe. Once the system works, your job is to stay out of its way. Rizvi says, freedom doesn't come when you finish the system. It comes when you trust it. Many people build systems but still interfere constantly. That destroys flow. The true lazy billionaire builds, steps back, and lets things run. His job is not to control, it's to maintain clarity. Control is heavy, clarity is light. Rizvi ends the section with a reminder. You can have comfort or control, but not both. Choose comfort in clarity, not control in chaos. The lazy billionaire chooses peace over perfection, systems over stress, and purpose over pressure. And that's why, while the world runs endlessly, he walks calmly, because his life runs itself.
As the wisdom of the lazy billionaire unfolds further, Rizvi turns his attention to the most underestimated element of wealth: stillness. He introduces a profound idea called the billionaire's pause. In a world obsessed with motion, billionaires understand the value of intentional stillness. Rizvi writes, between every great decision, there is a moment of silence. He explains that most people react instantly to problems, while billionaires wait. They let emotions settle before they move. This waiting period, what Rizvi calls the pause zone, is where clarity is born. In that pause, they don't rush, they reflect. They ask, what would this look like if it were easy? This question turns chaos into clarity, and fear into focus. The lazy billionaire never fights time. He lets time reveal the truth. Rizvi says, the smartest people are not the fastest thinkers, they are the calmest observers. Through stillness, they see opportunities others miss. Stillness is not laziness, it is strategic patience. This is the silent advantage of the truly rich. They never let urgency make their choices. Instead, they let awareness make them wise. The next major idea in this part is mental minimalism. Rizvi explains that billionaires keep their minds clean the same way they keep their offices organized. They avoid mental clutter, too many goals, too many decisions, too many voices. The mind is like a hard drive. If you fill it with unnecessary files, it slows down. Billionaires practice mental deletion daily. They delete opinions, comparisons, and noise. This clarity gives them mental speed. Rizvi writes, you cannot think clearly in a crowded mind. Mental minimalism is not about having fewer thoughts. It's about having the right thoughts. The billionaire's mind is a quiet room, not a crowded street. Every idea has space to breathe. This mental space allows deep creativity to grow. Rizvi reminds readers that creativity is not created,
It is uncovered. It already exists beneath the mental clutter. You don't invent great ideas, you reveal them by staying clear. Billionaires think clearly because they think less. They trust simplicity. The more they simplify, the sharper their insight becomes. Rizvi calls this the intelligence of emptiness. After exploring mental minimalism, the author discusses emotional mastery. He claims that billionaires are emotionally disciplined, not emotionally dead. They feel deeply, but don't react impulsively. Rizvi says, an emotional billionaire controls his reactions before he controls his reality. They understand that emotional energy, if unguarded, can destroy logic. So they build emotional distance between stimulus and response. Rizvi tells the reader to train themselves to observe emotions without obeying them. You can feel anger without acting angry. You can feel fear without becoming fearful. This ability to separate emotion from expression gives billionaires emotional freedom. They remain calm in chaos because they no longer need to defend their egos. Rizvi writes, "The weaker the ego, the stronger the empire." By removing ego, they remove unnecessary conflict. Billionaires don't need to win arguments, they win outcomes. The book then transitions into the rule of effortless execution. Here, Rizvi challenges the traditional idea that success must be hard. He argues that effort is not the same as impact. Billionaires don't chase effort, they chase efficiency. He gives the example of a river. It moves effortlessly, yet powerfully, because it follows gravity. The river never forces flow. It finds the easiest path downhill. That's how billionaires work. They align with natural flow. Rizvi calls this flow-based execution. When your work matches your nature, it feels effortless. Billionaires choose businesses that match their strengths and personalities. They delegate everything that drains them and double down on what excites them. Rizvi writes, "Work feels hard when it's not yours to do." The lazy billionaire knows exactly what belongs to him and what doesn't. His success flows because he doesn't swim against himself. Rizvi teaches that alignment is more powerful than effort. When you act in alignment, energy multiplies. When you act in disalignment, energy dies. That's why lazy billionaires achieve more. They move only when the direction feels right. They are not chasing results, they are following rhythm. The next chapter expands on rhythm and introduces the energy clock. Every person, Rizvi explains, has a unique rhythm of peak energy throughout the day. Billionaires build their routines around these natural peaks. They don't work from 9 to 5, they work when they're most alive. Rizvi says, don't fight your energy, follow it. When you know your energy clock, you stop forcing productivity. You schedule creativity when your mind is sharp and rest when your energy dips. This synchronization with natural energy cycles makes productivity feel peaceful. The billionaire's secret is not discipline, it's synchronization. They design life according to energy, not the clock. Rizvi calls this biological laziness. It's a higher form of intelligence, working with nature, not against it. He urges readers to discover their rhythm by tracking when they feel most alert, inspired, or drained, and then designing life accordingly. This is how billionaires create balance that feels natural. Another profound principle introduced here is the freedom dividend. Rizvi defines it as the return you earn when your systems start running without you. In the beginning, you work for freedom. Later, freedom works for you. The lazy billionaire builds assets, whether businesses, habits, or people, that pay him back in time, peace, and energy.
Every effort today becomes a dividend tomorrow. Rizvi says, if your freedom doesn't grow with time, you built a trap, not a system. Freedom compounds only when your systems scale. That's why billionaires focus less on earning and more on automating. They invest in people and processes that expand without constant supervision. This is how they buy time instead of spending it. The author reminds readers that true wealth is not how much money you have, but how little you need to trade your time for it. Rizvi then introduces a principle he calls the lazy loop. It's a continuous cycle of automation, observation, and optimization. You build a system, step back, observe how it works, and then improve it slightly before stepping back again. The loop never ends. This keeps growth effortless because every loop strengthens the system without exhausting the creator. Billionaires repeat this loop endlessly. They don't chase bigger goals, they refine smaller systems. Rizvi says, perfection is exhausting, but refinement is relaxing. Through refinement, small progress becomes massive over time. The lazy loop turns consistency into compound growth. Finally, this part concludes with the serenity equation. Rizvi writes that serenity equals clarity plus surrender. You gain serenity when you see things clearly and stop fighting what you cannot control. Billionaires understand this deeply. They don't waste time resisting failure or forcing results. They surrender to reality while maintaining clarity of intention. This surrender gives them peace even in uncertainty. Rizvi ends the section beautifully. You cannot control the ocean, but you can learn to surf it. That is the heart of the lazy billionaire philosophy. To stop fighting life and start flowing with it. Because the more you flow, the less you force. And the less you force, the faster you grow.
As The Lazy Billionaire approaches its closing chapters, R.H. Rizvi invites readers into the final transformation, the point where wealth is no longer about accumulation, but liberation. He begins this part with a simple question. If you had everything you ever wanted, what would you do with your peace? This is where the journey of the lazy billionaire comes full circle. The pursuit of money, freedom, and systems is not to escape work, but to return to self. Billionaires understand that wealth without meaning is just noise. Rizvi reveals that the richest people on earth aren't those who buy time, they are those who fill that time with intention. He calls this the return to stillness. After achieving everything, true billionaires rediscover simplicity. They stop expanding outward and begin expanding inward. Their joy is no longer found in progress, but in presence. They wake up not to chase the next goal, but to live the next moment. Rizvi writes, "The final luxury is peace of mind." It's not about doing less anymore. It's about being more. The lazy billionaire realizes that the outer world mirrors the inner state. If your mind is restless, no system will calm it. But if your mind is calm, even chaos feels harmonious. This part opens with a deep exploration of internal alignment. Rizvi explains that every external achievement comes from inner balance. You can automate business, delegate tasks, and manage time, but you cannot outsource your peace. That must be built from within. Billionaires, he says, meditate, reflect, and realign daily. Their success rituals aren't always visible. They're spiritual in nature. You cannot command the world, he writes, until you learn to command your mind. Rizvi introduces the rule of inner automation. Just as external automation saves time, inner automation saves energy. It means training your mind to respond calmly to every event. Instead of reacting emotionally, You respond with awareness. Over time, calmness becomes automatic. That's mental wealth, when peace becomes your default setting. This inner stability allows billionaires to make sound decisions even under pressure. They aren't guided by fear, greed, or ego, but by clarity and intention. Rizvi calls this the silent machinery of success. When your mind runs smoothly, your life does too. The next section dives into relationships, an often overlooked part of the billionaire mindset. Rizvi explains that true wealth includes emotional intelligence and connection. Lazy billionaires don't isolate themselves in luxury. They surround themselves with energy that nourishes them. They practice selective association. You become wealthy, Rizvi writes, when your environment supports your peace. They build circles that challenge their minds, not their hearts. They spend time with people who bring clarity, not confusion. The billionaire's circle is small but powerful because it's curated by energy, not status. Every person in their life adds value, inspiration, or wisdom. They avoid drama like they avoid debt. Both drain energy. Rizvi reminds us that every relationship is an investment, and poor associations are the worst liabilities. Choose wisely, he says, because energy compounds faster than money. Then, the author turns to the idea of legacy. The lazy billionaire no longer chases fame or control. Instead, he seeks contribution, something that will live beyond him. Rizvi defines legacy not as monuments, but as impact. Your true legacy, Rizvi writes, is how others grow when you are gone. Billionaires build systems that empower others. They mentor, teach, and share because they know giving multiplies meaning. The lazy billionaire becomes generous, not out of obligation, but out of overflow. When you no longer chase, you begin to give freely. The joy of contribution replaces the hunger of ambition. In that moment, laziness becomes enlightenment. Rizvi beautifully explains that this is the ultimate paradox of the book. The laziest mindset produces the deepest impact because it's aligned, effortless, and free from resistance. He writes, "A billionaire doesn't hustle to inspire the world. He becomes so still that the world begins to move around his silence." This is the mastery of detachment, the ability to act without attachment to results. The final rule presented is the law of enough. According to Rizvi, most people live in a constant state of lack, always wanting more, never feeling enough. Billionaires who reach the highest peace realize that abundance begins where desire ends. Enough is not the end of ambition, it's the beginning of satisfaction. Knowing when to stop is as powerful as knowing when to start. The lazy billionaire knows the difference between growth and greed. Growth nourishes, greed exhausts. The law of enough brings harmony to the cycle of success. Once you understand that you already have everything you need, life becomes play, not pursuit. The billionaire laughs easily, forgives quickly, and loves deeply because he no longer fears loss. Rizvi concludes with one of his most poetic insights. The richest man is not the one who owns the world, but the one who can walk away from it smiling. That, he says, is the true freedom of a lazy billionaire. Not the power to buy everything, but the peace to need nothing. The book closes with a reflection addressed to the reader. You were not born to chase. You were born to create, to feel, to flow. Work less, think clearly, give freely, and rest often, because peace is the highest profit. These words summarize the essence of R.H. Rizvi's philosophy, that wealth is not about doing more, but about being more present, peaceful, and purposeful. The lazy billionaire is not a dreamer, he is a designer of time, energy, and meaning. His empire is built not through effort, but through awareness. His wealth flows because his mind is still. His success endures because his soul is free. And as the final pages fade, Rizvi leaves readers with a single reminder. If you learn to slow down, the universe will speed up for you.